What's up, everyone? Back with another recording. Thought it would be a good time right now. Just finished some errands, went out for a run, feel pretty good. So let's just hop into the pool, let's see how everyone's playing. Game should be pretty good, considering it's near the weekend. Starting off with a half pot bet here, not betting all the time, especially since this board hits the big blind range much harder. But pretty much just betting on that turn, trying to stack a 6. Gonna 3-bet the king queen suited, pretty standard. Looks like we got some short stacks I need to tag. King 10 suited, also going to be 3-bet if somebody opens. But against a short stack, I'm pretty much just going to fold. We're going to get into a lot of situations where the short stack just 4-bet jams on us, or they call and we don't have much playability post-flop. Pocket 10s is going to be a high-frequency 3-bet versus a small blind. So let's just play until we complete this leaderboard. Looks like we're getting some nice hands. A lot of players I haven't really seen before. Looks like this guy's talking to us. Bottom pair, we're just going to start off with this half pot bet. Our bottom pairs. Are you recording right now? Not going to 3-bet against this guy, he's super tight. Anyway, shoutouts to Ivanstarshow, you're about to get screwed with my bottom 2 pair. I'm just kidding, man. Thanks for supporting, man. It's too funny. Big fan. It's funny. Okay, so on this river, I'm just gonna check call because I don't want to take any more money from him, especially since he is a fan. No, I just don't think we're getting a lot of value on this river from worse. Maybe against a king queen, but still pretty thin. I think our hand plays much better as a bluff catcher. Let's tag this guy. So we call a small bet on this flop. Pretty advantageous for him. We pick up a gut shot, but on the turn, I think it's just an easy fold. Our gut shot doesn't really play much. What I mean is that if we do turn a 9, it's just we're getting stacked by a queen every single time. So same situation here. We have bottom 2. I'm just going to start off with a half pot bet. I just realized I gave him the wrong color tag. I just gotta fix it before my OCD kicks in. Never mind, can't really find it. Pocket 5 is just gonna be a bet. We're gonna ISO the ace jack, and we're gonna be checking our bottom 2 once the flush completes. And we're just gonna be betting pretty frequently on this board. I think we can get away with it. He calls, it turns a king. I guess like he does have some jack 10 suited. He even has some king queen here. Either way, I just think we just give up our hand, and we're trying to show down our 10 here, and I'm betting here with the ace jack once we pick up a flush draw. Though it sucks, he does have a lot more 7x, and for those reasons I think I'm just going to be check deciding here. We do see a bet here. We see a pot size bet on the river, probably folding. It is a limp pot. It's just very hard to believe what he could have here. I just think it's a lot of 7x. I'm gonna let the 10-5 go, especially since we get counterfeit by a king and you can pretty comfortably value bet once they check twice. I think that yeah, this is just a weird bluff catcher at this point. A lot of 7x either way. I think I'm just gonna call because yeah, I think we're chopping a lot with he has a lot of ace x that is chopping. I think on this board our hand actually can bet a lot, but considering the button's so short, I'm gonna fold. We see a very small 3-bet, just gonna peel here. And on that turn, I think we can just bet now, since we do have the open-ender equity along with the flush draw. Yeah, I think we're just chopping a lot with a lot of ace x here. It's just weird that he has ace jack suited, calling a turn bet. Oh, here he is again. My friend tag is this color. So, okay, we're just gonna keep going. We have around 200 more hands to go. We have another limp pot here. Let's just see how it plays out. I'm just gonna fold here. We're gonna get a 3-bet and ace 3 suited. Blind versus blind, we can just call any suited ace. We do flop top pair on this insanely scary board, which definitely favors him. So we're gonna see a lot of betting here. Either way, we beat hands like king queen, something like queen jack suited. So we're just gonna play a call. Hopefully that diamond slows him down. And on the river, I think we can block or check. Pretty much just checking here. We're chopping with ace queen. Maybe we can turn this into a bluff. Not really. Have to decide a bit. But just gonna fold on this pot size bet. I know it's a bit exploitable since we're chopping with like ace queen, but I think he does have a decent amount of ace king, ace jack that checks back on this flush completer. And on this, we're just gonna call. Hopefully no more scary cards come and an ace comes. So we're just gonna fold. I guess the 3.5x open. I think calling this would be a huge punt. On this board, I think we can benefit a lot from a bigger size bet. With the backdoor, I think we just high frequency bet this as well. And on this turn, it's just we're just never beating anything. Once he calls, everything completes, right? He can even have something like ace queen, like a queen 10 sort of holding. So our hand is just pretty much a give up. We've seen this a lot of times where there's a pot size bet on the river. Either way, based on like how I've played against the pool, these are just never bluffs. So that's why I always fold, or, you know, you can't go too crazy in the spot anyways. He could have something even like a straight flush trying to get value from king queen. Like generally this, sorry, let me just finish these hands before I try speaking about this. Generally what I find is that this guy's a weak player. I'm gonna complete the 9-10 suited. I don't recommend it. Generally what I find is that when they do a pot size bet, they're just trying to get value from your nutted hands. Like if I have the ace of diamonds here, he probably has something like king queen where he has a boat, or he has something like queen jack, and he's just trying to get value from your hands that are never folding, like the ace of diamonds, you know. Gonna fold the nines here, and we see a check check. Surprised he didn't bet anything on the river. This is just very passive in my opinion. You could even bet small on the turn. Just surprised he doesn't even go for some thin value. I could peel something like king queen. Probably shouldn't have opened the ace two suited, especially with this reg in the mix. And pair flush draw, I think I'm just gonna be calling. Could even raise here, but we're locking up a lot of the board. He probably only has a 10 that's never folding. I'm gonna fold here. Gonna keep calling the 8-9. And on the river, we just have pretty clear check. He snap bets again on the king. It's not ideal that we're blocking hands like... It's not ideal that we're blocking his bluffs like Jack 9, 7, 9. But he still can have something like 6, 7. We also block all these flush draws, man. Just based on his player profile and the speed he's betting, I think we can just call here. Expect to win a lot. Yeah, like, I just think the way he's betting, it's just so much random stuff there, you know? Gonna be betting small on this board. Can size up a bit to half pot. But, yeah, generally, like, these ace-queen rag boards are incredibly good for us. Jack 9 suited, not sure if it's worth an ISO reopening the pot, playing out of position. So I think it can go either way, to be honest. Against unknowns, I'm going to play pretty passive though. We got this guy here. I have him tagged as like a whale. I just don't know why. To be honest, I can't remember. Same thing here, multi-way, we just check a lot. Gonna call a min bet. This guy has called any on. Looks like we win with pocket sevens, it's a miracle. Yeah, this guy is a ace 3 suited, gonna fold. Really depending on who's in the blinds. Looks like he limped aces. And the guy has a set. So if we ISO there, we'd probably get screwed. It's good to be results oriented, eh? I think we do get to do a lot of betting on this ace high board. It's just we don't barely have any equity, so Just gotta check it down and lose to king high. Gonna call this like 50% of the time. Gonna call this time. He does have a very high 3-bet percentage, so though this is incredibly strong. So we peel both 3-bets and we're folding on the flop already. Same thing with here, is just we can't really continue with the no backdoor flush draw. Not the best session. And not the best red line either. Here, this board definitely does favor the imposition caller. Just gonna start off with a check. I'm gonna read my notes on this guy. Looks like he's just pretty call happy. And he does have a tighter calling range. We have a note that says he calls ace queen off, big blind versus button. Also calls ace 3 off, cutoff versus middle position. So it looks like he's mostly call happy, doesn't 3-bet much. Got to keep that in mind, especially this means he has a very strong range here if he's not 3-betting ace queen off, but big blind versus button. Starting off with a call with the ace as well. And on this river, I think we can just block, to be honest. Same thing here. We're gonna block. Get that red line back up. We call, and this, like, these boards are incredibly bad for us. So I expect a high frequency bet. Either way, with ace high, we can't really fold. I mean, with the ace, we can't fold. And here we go again. So we're going to keep in mind that this guy called ace 3 off before. So we're going to be 3-betting. Makes sense. This is a board you're going to be barreling on a lot, but I just think we have to defend one more time. And we do have a gut shot here. I think you just go bananas on this river, like pot bet or something. Yeah. Kind of have to fold here. With the 9-10 suited, I think it's a board we can bet a lot, but I just think this call in the small blind is a bit strong. Like, he has a lot of 6s, 7s. Same thing with the cutoff. I'm definitely going to isolate the ace jack suited. It's a very strong hand. And get 2 callers, 2 overs and a backdoor flush. Sometimes we can bet. I'm gonna start off with a check though. Gonna see a immediate half pot bet from this guy, and I think with the 2 overs we can still peel. Definitely a good card for us. This isn't ideal. We're getting to a battle with this guy again. It's in ace high board, and I think we're gonna have to bluff this one. And just pray we don't get snapped off by some like weird 8-9. Yeah, just like the way he snap bet that flop. Considering our previous note on this guy, how he likes to call a lot of like ace X, I'm just gonna fold the queens. It's a bit of an annoying spot here, to be honest. Sometimes a bit exploitative, but just thinking about how he doesn't really 3-bet much. Like, that's like a read on him. We're just gonna fold here until we see otherwise. Especially since this button calling range has a lot of ace X. Ace jack offsuit against an early position 4x open. Pretty sure it's a punt if we call. Just gonna fold it, pick another fight. Can size up this 3-bet. Wasn't paying too much attention on his stack size, but we could go to something like 13. We do flop middle pair. I think we just start off with a small size bet. He does have a lot of insta folds here. Like 8s with no club, 7s no club, stuff like that. I'm gonna squeeze the ace king. I'm gonna see a weird raise. Could have pocket fours, could have something like 9-10, could have some weird flush draw. Either way, I think we're gonna defend. Gonna start off with a check. We block like king 10, so I think we're gonna have to bluff this river. I think we're gonna take an all-in sizing here, unblocking the flush draws, blocking king 10. We'd want to jam and get value. Like, I think we're going to jam here, considering we block the sets, we block king 10, he's checking back an ace. On ace king board, I think I'm just check giving up here. He does have like a lot of pocket pairs to just call here. And yeah, just got to fold to this bet. We're going to see a pot size lead here, which is incredibly alarming. I think we just got to call with the 2 overcards, gut shot, and flush draw. But this is actually like a semi-good play, since this board is just very good for this flatting range. I think we're just going to peel one. I honestly think we just committed ourselves. These are some weird plays. He might be tanking with queen jack. And we have the stone cold nuts in this pot, man. This is insane. He tanked with 4s, so I guess it was a okay play to just jam on that river. And we no longer have the nuts, but there's a straight on board. We have the only 10 here. If somebody has jack 10 here, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's so funny. I timed out with the ace queen here. Gonna jam the queens. Man, I was just paying too much attention here. Oops. Yeah, let's go back on that hand. Yeah, I just don't think this is just a weird spot. I just don't think there are many bluffs here. Don't mind the fold, but I probably should have called if I didn't time out. We lost the flip there, so winning that three-way all-in really helped. Part of me just wants to protection jam here, but with the king of clubs, we can just call down. Man, this is like a pretty weird session. If this guy jams, we can just comfortably fold here. Our kings are never good. Mainly because like we're mostly going to be up against flush draws. This guy most likely has a set, like pocket 6s, pocket 5s. We can fold the kings here. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Or he has a monster draw. This guy has a set. So we're pretty much drawing very thin here once the way the action played out. Just think about how this hand played out. We have an open here. I have a I 3-bet pre, we have a cold caller, and this guy calls as well, and he's leading into this pot, into 2 people. And it being a 3-bet pot with a cold caller, we just have a lot of, like I'm very over pair heavy, same thing with big blind, and now this guy's raising, like this raise is incredibly strong. So I would expect both of them to have a lot of sets or some monster combo draw like this. That's why like folding kings there is such an easy spot. Just try not to level yourself. Starting off with a check here. this is a hand that we're going to be checking a lot. Okay, so we got this very tight player here. And he's going to check. Based on my read, he'll have a very weak holding. Doesn't even value bet the ace on the river. Just overall a passive player. 28 more hands to go. This recording is getting really long. I'm gonna be just throwing down my 9 now. River him. Pretty interesting flat. Nothing wrong with it. I've seen some ranges flat 8s, but mostly want to be 3-betting, I think. Overall, it's an okay session. I really thought, like, if he's tanking that long, that hand with the 4s, if he's tanking that long, I think that we could have got him to fold. Gonna be mixing mostly with the queen 10. I'm trying to think whether I can check raise or check call the king 10 suited. I check because like a hand like this just locks up the board a lot. So just gonna start off with a call. We see another flat here. This could be 9s, could be 9s, could be 8s, a hand like that. He calls a flop. I've been note that he led jacks on, he cold calls jacks and leads. So he didn't lead this time, so maybe he has something else. Still gonna be calling the king 10 suited. And on that river, I expect to see check check a lot and win. Unless he just magically rivers an ace. Gonna ISO the queen 9 suited, get called. Gonna start off with a small bet here. And on this, I think we're just gonna be checking here a flush draw. He does have a lot of 5x. River, I think we just value bet. Like a normal size. I think I'm just calling this king 10 suited. Does river 2 pair, that's incredibly annoying. Wish I had more time bank to slow down a bit. I really should have probably thought about that more. I just think he shows up with a reasonable amount of like queen 9, jack 9 suited, queen jack, stuff like that. King queen even. Either way, yeah, it's not nice to get rivered. Looks like we finished the leaderboard. Doesn't look like we're gonna place. Let's just sit out. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Definitely got to study a bit more. There were a lot of spots I was unsure of. And I'll show the graph after this. Monotone board, we're seeing an all-in lead. So annoying, but I'm just gonna call. Hopefully cutoff just folds. And we're actually flipping. That's so funny. Good luck. Ooh, and we get rivered. So not the best way to end this session. I think we're going to be down a buy-in around that realm. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Here's the graph. We are down a buy-in. Anyways, have a good one, guys. See ya.